listening to the songs of birds. Stars of the night, I was in the 7 It is another beautiful evening on the African Portal Radio TV International. Use this time to welcome everyone, no matter where you are, no matter the language you speak. I welcome you to this broadcast tonight. Today is the day that we have put the poster out, and we already let you know that we're going to in the Women's Day inspired, addressing some issue affecting younger generation, especially in the African. And we have an expert in the studio that will be having the conversation together to talk about issues, especially the sex education for our children. What is the purpose of it? Do we need to talk about it? And that is exactly what we will be having the conversation on the African Portal this hour. So for those of you that you are connecting to us, thank you very much for joining with every one of you. Thank you so much, and God bless. And to those of you that you are watching us from all our social platform, on our Facebook, on our YouTube, on our African Portal, I send to the African Portal as well. So thank you for joining us. I appreciate every one of you. At the same time, you will be giving me opportunity because you know Africa, we are not complete when we have not been able to express our whole language, this so-called foreign language to be addressing ourselves in Africa. But the time is coming in Africa. Africa has its own original language, whereby we speak our own language to address ourselves, not a colonial language to be addressing ourselves. There is nothing like a medium communication. We raise this language so much, and we believe that we can use. We can also adopt a language in Africa that we'll be using as a medium of communication, and we'll be communicating with ourselves, and that will be the language for Africa, for the people in Africa. So thank you very much, everyone joining us. Let me use this time to greet everyone, no matter where you are, no matter the language you speak. I greet you according to your time zone. I greet you in South Africa, Dumela, Ashe, Moloi. In northern part of Africa, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And in East and South, West, North Africa, in East Africa, Abarisa to everyone in East Africa. In Jerusalem, Shalom. And to all the Christians all over the world, Shalom. And in East, North, West, South, Central Africa, bonjour, hello, we welcome every one of you. In Nigeria, we greet you in eastern part of Nigeria. We greet you, Kedu, and in northern part of Nigeria, Idakwana. Nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, ẹ̀kalẹ́, ẹ̀kú dédé wòyí, ẹ̀kú fọmọnìyàn ṣe, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí àtàgbé ètò lórí The African Portal nílùú Victoria ẹlẹ́rù àmì ìtìtì lórí òkè Waterproof ibẹ̀ náà la wà yìí ibẹ̀ la ságagá sí ibẹ̀ ló ti ń dún tó ti ń dùn tó ti ń dùn lójú òpó àlejò mi ti wọlé sínú ilé agodo tájọ mọ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀jómi tó rọ̀ nípa èyí tí à ń pè ní bó la ṣe lè la àwọn ọmọ wa lọ́yẹ̀ nípa ìbálòpọ̀ ó náà kan tí a mọ̀ pẹ́lú lálẹ́ ti tòní ṣùgbọ́n ṣáà adúgbòlọ́wọ́ ọlọ́run ọba dániwáyé ọba dánimánigbàgbé alágbádá iná aláwọ̀ tẹlẹ̀ oòrùn ọba tó lọ́jọ́ ọba tó nígbà ọba tó làkókò ọba tó lànà ọba tó lòní ọba tó lọ́la ọba tó nígbà ọba tó lóhun gbogbo nínú gbogbo olùmọ̀ràn kan aláṣìírí ọjọ́ aláṣìírí ìgbà aláṣìírí ohun gbogbo nínú gbogbo ó lọ́run lónìí wọn ló lókun ẹ̀mí wọn lálágbára olólórí ogun ó ní jagunjagun tó ń fọba jẹ olóyè ọba lórí òun náà lálágbára ńlá ó lákòókò lórí ètò yìí láti ètò lẹ́yìn tí a ṣíà ètò yìí ẹ máa ṣíà lógúnlógún ẹ máa fẹjọ lọ ká gbogbo àgbáńlá ayé ẹ mọ̀ pé ètò bàbá ètò náà lẹ wọlé sórí ẹ máa ṣíà ẹ máa kọmẹǹtì ẹ máa láìkì gbogbo yín pátápátá tẹ̀ ń kọmẹǹtì ọwọ́ tẹ̀ fi ń kọmẹǹtì ò ní rọjú tẹ̀ fi ń wọ̀wọ́ ò ní fọ́ etí tẹ̀ fi ń gbọ́wọ́ ò ní di àtijọ́ àti mú ẹnì kọ̀ọ̀kan wọlé dò ní kùsì tó nira èdè bàbá èdè àṣà bàbá àṣà ajé ṣe bí Ọ̀yọ́ láàrí Ọ̀yọ́ ò ṣe bí ọmọ ẹnì kọ̀ọ̀kan èmi náà ni olólùfẹ́ yìí olùdarí olùsọmọ òṣìṣẹ́ àgùntàn Samuel olùṣègùn olùsọ èmi lọ́pàpá dámọ́ntàn fọmọkùnrin bọ́lẹ̀bọ́lẹ̀ ọmọ sísìn sísọ òun káríbi kọ́lé sí ọmọ oníyàn ọjọ́ kẹfà tí ń ṣe eruku lẹ́lẹ́ tójú òrì tí ẹ̀jẹ̀ láti lè yá mi lókè nípa bí ẹkùn bá bà mí ò sí ńlẹ́ làájà sàn tí bá ń bẹ́ ńlé àdúgbò ẹran fún mi jẹ ọmọ orí molúsìdè ní ọmọ ají ọ̀rẹ́ ṣe tẹ̀jọ́ ọmọ ají fọwọ́ tí ẹ̀ ṣe tí ó jẹ ọlọ́run bá dúpẹ́ ìlédùn àdúpẹ́ akíládéládé akí gbogbo lóye akí gbogbo ọ̀tọ̀ ìlú ìlú pátápátá ní gbogbo ìlú àjùbí adé àjọwà gbogbo yìí akọkùnrin akóbìnrin akọmọdé akágbà ọgángan ọ̀nà báyìí lálákè sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ bá jẹ́ ìwáyó ìgbẹ́ lójúbẹ̀ ó tì ojú òní tàwa agbára ìpàdé àti jẹ́ àti wa kò ní bọ́ síbi tó nira ẹ kálẹ́ o ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí agbágbé ètò yìí mo kí wọn òye níbẹ̀ ò dáyé mo sì kí wọn ní Ilé Ifẹ̀ kí wọn ní Ọ̀yọ́ alápàṣẹkẹrẹ ọmọ àtìmá mo kí gbogbo ládéládé pátápátá ẹ jẹ́ gbàlejò mi wọlé ká wọlé sójú òpó ètò yìí to everyone come to the African Portal. Let me allow my guests to step into this program this hour. I hope you can hear me very well on your side there.
Yeah. Hello. Good evening.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let me give you opportunity to introduce yourself to the listeners at who you are, the position you hold in the society.
My name is Omotayo Daranijo. I'm a mother. Also, I'm a counselor. I'm an author. I I have so many titles and I don't really know where to start from. But I've been able to do so many things with children, women. I'm a motivational speaker as well. And also, I'm an entrepreneur. I love business. I do business and some other things as well. Also, I'm a deputy editor in one of the newspaper magazine in South Africa here. It's online. It's called Trumpet International Magazine. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time on this program tonight. Do me a favor, the camera of your laptop or your phone is a bit too up. Can you bring it down a bit so that I can see your face? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. Oh, that is it. That is what I'm looking for. It's more. That is what I'm looking for. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Everyone joining us, please kindly share this program. The more you share it, the more you give it opportunity to go viral. So the only thing you can do for this program tonight is for you to share it. That is only this program. And by you are co-host this program. Comment spotlight, and I would like also to get questions from friends, family, relative all over the world. The pink is on the air. Yesterday is Women's Day internationally, and we also joined all the women, and that is why we say we are unable to put her on the spotlight yesterday. We said the day after the Women Day celebration, we're going to Because the Women Day is still very young. From now to the end of the month, the celebration is still continue. And that is why let's put her on the spotlight. Let's hear what people are talking about. And let's celebrate women through one of our very own Omotayo Daranijo. Daranijo is with me in the studio. We'll be having this conversation together. But firstly, let me use this time to say Happy Women's Day to all the women all over the world. We celebrate and we appreciate you. Your role in the community and the society is very, very crucial and very important. And we don't look down on you. We don't say that you are nobody. You are very, very important. As a matter of fact, you are the spice of life. Without you, the life will be empty. So we celebrate
Thank
all women all over the world. We say that by the grace of God, we will all celebrate the same next year by His grace. So this is the African Portal TV International. As you have stepped in, please kindly share. That is the only. Let's quickly go to the business of the day without wasting our time because very limited time. Another program is coming up immediately after this program, and we have to make it snappy. All right, let me engage my guest. She already introduced herself, but let's firstly take it from the women celebration of yesterday. Let's hear from my guest. What is Women's Day all about, and why do we need to celebrate women?
Women's Day is generally globally celebrated to be able to celebrate women. And if you look at where women are coming from, if you look at the home front, we are mothers, we are wife, and also our responsibilities and duties are so enormous that we are the home front. I call it liner because we take care of the kids, we take care of our husband, we take care of the business, we take care of so many things, and sometimes we break down when we are engaging, in those activities, and we still keep on, and we put keep our head high, and we move in that aspect, because of the role of a mother is so crucial that no one should be able to see you when you are not strong. So it is so crucial to celebrate women, because at the time when things are down, when things are wrong, going wrong in the home, we put the home together. We are pillars. So it is very, even in the society, wherever women are, things happen. So I think we ought to be celebrated.
Wow, wow, and that is very key. I love your response on that. But let's quickly look at challenges facing the women of today, compared to the challenges of the mother of yesterday or the women of yesterday. What is the more stress and the more dramas in this current generation compared to what it is in the past generation? What is causing this, and what is the way out of this?
I think it starts from the home. When a mother is able to teach, guide, and inculcate moral values into women, or a female, let me say a female child. You are taught the right values. So when a child is being given the right, no, or nurtured in the right way, properly given the right value, the right moral standard, I think it's going to go a long way. And also we are taught how to be strong as a woman, because our responsibilities, even when we are young, we remember that your parents will tell you that, as a woman, you have to take care of your home, you have to take care of your children, you have to do this, you have to do that. And when a child is being properly taught, I think it's going to go a long way. And because of the way, I also don't forget that the introduction of civilization, the world we are in, Western worlds, styles, ideas, like I mean, it has really, really eroded and affected, what we as a woman ought to do, you know, and this has actually affected our society in terms of addressing, in terms of how we talk, in terms of how we carry ourselves, and I mean, it's really, really gone so bad. So, and I think the only
Hmm.
way out is for us to actually begin to look at a structure, the foundation. Where are we coming from? Like the Bible says, when the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? When the foundation of everything is destroyed, you can't say, because, oh, you don't want your child, to feel bad, or maybe you want to show that you love your child. You will not take your child through the right value, through the right channel. For example, a girl comes back from school. A girl that comes back from school should not sit and say, "Oh, my mother is going to prepare food for me." The girl should be taught properly on how to cook. So she should always come back and make sure that she does the right thing, the house choice, and it has to do with the mother. The mother should properly do it for the child or for the female. And forgetting, even now, these days, it's not about female alone. So if you are saying female, female, female about genders, what about the men? Because some men are even better off when it comes to cooking aspect and some other things. So a lot of mothers need to get their acts together and begin to put things together, because whatever you do to these children is going to take them so long in life. So we need to put our acts together and learn to teach them the right thing. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I like the response. Let's just move it a bit further. I'm just laying the foundation. I'm trying to make sure that I lay a very solid foundation because as time goes on, I'm going to give you opportunity as a voice community to be using this platform to address some issues, most especially in African community and in South Africa, in Nigeria, because those two countries play a very big role when it's talking about Africa. So we're going to be addressing some issues that have to do with women's female child and the male child. How can we prepare our male child for them to know their responsibility? Because we are living in a generation right now that the killing of the female child is getting out of hands, and that needs to
Mm,
be addressed immediately, and that needs to be stopped because we cannot close our eyes and just pretend like nothing is happening and our female child is being killed in the hand of our male child. And we have to find a permanent solution to that. We have to look beyond normal. We have to look beyond that. Okay, it's happening. There's something we can do. We have to find a permanent solution to it and look at what is causing it and why that is happening. But before that, you said something that I want us to quickly look into: civilization. Should we
mm,
say that civilization is a bad thing that happened to us as black? I'm using the word black. Last month is a Black History Month. When I use black, it's not that I'm using black as a color. I'm using it as a content. So let's look at that. Should we say that civilization is actually not good for us, or should we say that civilization is the one that mislead us? What is your view
mm.
about what's the damage of civilization in our community right now and even future?
I think civilization is more of when it's called borrowed. I call it. Let me tell you what I target is a borrowed life, is a borrowed thing, and anything you borrow, you won't have any control over it, So it's a borrowed culture that we are actually, we imbibe, and forgetting that we are blacks, we are not white. The environment they are in, they have created it the way they are because they are white. But we are blacks. And remember, like, we the way our moral values are actually different from theirs. A child from a black is taught how to respect. And respect, don't forget that, when you want to greet your parents, you should kneel down. It's not that when you want to greet your parents, you shake hands and you say, or you say hi and you move on. So we borrowed the culture, we borrowed their lifestyle, and we put it in us. And funny enough, a lot of people are actually, settled. They've actually settled for such life, and is actually affecting mostly most homes in Africans. So we just need to, like, tell ourselves the truth. We are not white, we are blacks. So what are we, to follow according to our values, according to our culture, according to our traditions? So they don't have what we have. And I always feel this thing strongly, that when a child greets you in our own traditional way, with our own culture, it makes you feel somehow. It makes, like we say, your head will swell. Ori eyan awu, that kind of a thing. You understand? And when a child greets, there's something that it connects to you, that okay, the way this child greets, it's well acceptable, you know so I don't know, and I think that a lot of parents, even our language, you tell your child, a child wants to greet you, you say hi, hello, the child starts speaking so much of grammar, and forgetting that our mother's tongue is very, very powerful, and they just leave it, and you speak English. And I don't know, but we actually need to go back to our root. We need to begin to search back to our root, because that is where we are from. We are not white, we are blacks.
Wow, thank you very much. I like the way you are coming out because remember, we are laying the foundation, and all these things mentioned is still going to be addressed fully. But let's just lay the foundation. Let's put them side by side, and we will start talking other day which one we need to address. But people are listening to me and they want to know you more. One of the reasons why I put you on the spotlight is not only to throw questions to you, but is to celebrate you, is to look at you in the face, because African Portal, we are changing a narrative. Africa, we don't celebrate ourselves, we don't appreciate ourselves. As a matter of fact, we don't see anything good in ourselves when we are still alive. Until you die, if you want people to
Ooh.
value you in Africa, you have to die first. So when you die, people start writing a lot of good man, he's a nice man, he's a yeah, he's a very when you're alive, nobody will ever talk about you in Africa. So we need to start celebrating you. We need to start appreciating you. We need to start valuing you in Africa.
Hello, I'm lost. Hello, I can't hear you. It's from the studio. I don't know. Sorry, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. No, I don't. I can't. I think it's from there. Hello. Shh. Hello, Doc. Mo ti wo kíní yìí o. Mm, I don't know. I think it's from the studio. Èmi gan rojú ẹ̀. Kò gbọ́kàn rojọ́ London. I can't hear him. I've sent him message. But how is it? How is it? Thank you. Níbo lẹ ti rìn mélòó ló jàn? Serious. Mi ti ẹ̀ rí. Mm, Mi ti ẹ̀ gbọ́. Ọkàn tí ń sọ. Ó yẹ kó dẹ̀ máa wo kíní èèyàn ó kàn rojọ́. Mm, 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 mm. Kò máa ṣó ti ọdún kò fún wa. Go back to the answer. Anything you just mm, mm. Ṣé kàn sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ni? Kò tó yẹ kó ti mọ̀ nígbà tó ti gbọ́ response. Hello, hello. Kí ni voice kò jáde ara àwọn èèyàn gan pè mí pé kò jáde. Bóyá àwọn èèyàn gan. I can't hear yours. I can't hear you at all. People say they can't. But people can't hear. I can't hear you, and àwọn èèyàn pè mí pé àwọn ò lè gbọ́ wọn gbọ́. So that's it. Is that the problem? What is this one is just like the African culture.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, we can hear you on our side clearly, but I don't know what exactly the problem is why
Okay,
you
but I
cannot
can hear
hear
you
us.
now.
All right,
I can hear you.
okay, let's continue the conversation. Let's just leave the
Okay.
okay. Please continue.
Yeah.
Kindly take it from the questions because I can hear you from my side. I don't know why you cannot hear me.
Well, it could be technical problem, but now I can hear you. And I think we were talking about the civilization, and like I said, that we actually is a borrowed culture. We are blacks, they are white, and we need to understand that anything that is borrowed, it's always not too good. And I'm actually trying to say also that parents need to go back to their roots. We need to go back to our roots. Everyone needs to go back to their roots. We cannot be white. I'm sorry, we cannot be black, and we are using the culture, the moral values, the traditions, and everything of the white, and we throw us back. Remember that that the what the Bible says that when the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? So we need to be very, very careful, and we should not allow the Western world borrowed culture to affect the way we are nurtured.
Hmm, hmm. All right, let's just address the issue of the sex education.
Mm,
That is very key and that is very important.
mm.
Why sex education and what is the importance of it to the current generation, especially to our children, the female and the male?
Wow, it's this is a very, very big, like let me start like this. When we hear anything called sex, when it's mentioned, some parents goes like, ah, why the word? Because they feel that the word is so big, it's a taboo. I remember when we are growing up, it's silent, is not something that is allowed to be discussed. And during those years, those times, a lot of children have really gone astray. They've missed it, because when something that you are hiding or you hide, there's always a way that people want to find out what are you hiding, where you are putting it, and everything. So the children are so inquisitive, they want to know, they want to find out. And when parents refuse to discuss this issue, that these three letter words that we are talking about, there are so many things happening. If you refuse to tell them, they will go on internet, they see it on TV. Most times we parents will deceive ourselves. You're watching movies that X-ray, X-ray movies are shown, and kids are seeing, they're watching, and you think, oh, it's just a movie. They're learning from it. Kids can pick up magazines and they see, those pictures that depicts, sex, or that anything related to sex, they see them. And when you don't, most parents are actually afraid, they're so scared to discuss. So the kids will go to one brother, maybe neighbor, or in the community, or maybe at school to find out what the whole thing. She will ask questions or he would ask questions, and that child is actually going to learn for his or her own sake. And when the child knows those things, those information, gather those information, the child might be in trouble. So why, I remember when I was growing up, like, there are some things that you can't do, because when your parents sees you doing it, they will be so scared that, oh, you are going to, that means you are going to have a very destructive life, but now, access to internet, access to a lot of books, pornography on internet, pornography on phones, and you won't know when your child actually would have access to those things. And I remember there's a girl that told me that, I think she was about 15 years old. These are, I mean, girls that I have engaged. And she went to ask her mom. She saw something related to sex on a magazine. And when she went to her mom was like, what do you mean? She started beating the girl. And I'm telling you, the girl told me that she was crying, that the mother refused telling her the truth. And she learned the truth herself, that at the point in time she was having sexual problem, because she was exposed to things that, that I can't be saying right now. And every child, you don't have to say, oh, because this child is 3 years, this child is 4 years, that child shouldn't learn or to know or to be educated when it comes to sex. There is always a stage of I need to know. I need to know. When a child, the stage of I need to know means when a child begins to ask questions related to that sex, that means that child need to know, and you need to explain and express whatever you think you should give. Information is so powerful and is so key. Information can make you, information can marry you. And also, remember, in the church, I remember when I wrote the book, and one of the pastor, my provision pastor, says, auntie, he calls me and say, this thing, no, 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 no. And I smiled, because we denied our children, even in the church, the children knows, they understand, but because we are it's so spiritual, the church had made it as this is a sacred thing that, should not be discussed. But the children, the teenagers, the youth, they know it. So why are we deceiving ourselves? Why don't we come out and begin to give them information? And there are so many ways you can give information. There are so many ways you can discuss. And you have to understand that children, they have different personalities, and once you are able to say, okay, this is my child, this is how you can talk to your child, and that is all. So there's no age to discuss it. The stage to discuss is when a child starts asking questions that relates to sex.
No, I like your response on that. Before the line messed up, I was trying to appreciate you. You can hear me very well on your side. Can you hear me?
Yeah, very, very well now.
All
Clear.
right. Please, can you move closer to the camera so that we can see your face very well?
I'm
Just
moving.
bring your face inside the camera so
Okay.
that we can see you. Face,
Okay.
yeah, put yourself in
Okay.
the middle of the camera so that we can see you very well.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Now,
right.
before that, I already said something that one of the idea behind the African Portal is to celebrate people, is to appreciate people, is to showcase what people is doing in community. Your work caught our attention, and we decide that no, we cannot wait to put you on the spotlight, most especially what you are doing in the community. And that is why we put you on the spot. Well, we just want to use this time to say well done for the great job
Thank
that you
you.
are doing. Well done for being
Thank
the
you.
voice, and thank you for being there to make sure that you raise the banner, to make sure that you be a role model that the incoming generation can look up to,
Thank
and
you.
they can also follow the path. But let's quickly look at yourself. What motivates you? Give us a bit of the where you coming from, and why do you choose to be talking about it? Tell us a bit about your educational background as well.
I'm someone that when I was younger, when I was very young, I remember that there's just so much, in the community. We grew up in a community whereby, you have your neighbor. Your neighbor can come up and correct you. You have someone in the community. There's this community we had when while we were growing up, that we see ourselves as one family. And also, I remember that when I do something, or something goes wrong with me, someone will say, "Oh, I'm going to report you to your dad." And I'm also, from my experience, I've had so many challenges as well. Like while I was growing up, when people want to abuse you sexually, and then, yeah, there's so many ways those around you try to make you vulnerable, and you're without your parents knowing. And that's why I used to tell parents, especially, don't trust anyone around you. Even my brother. When I started having kids, I make sure that my daughter, you can't put my daughter on your laps. It's not acceptable. My kids, you can't give them gifts without me, knowing about the gift. Is not allowed. And those of my that kind of my experience, had actually affected me. And I made sure, I told myself that when I'm growing up, none of my kids would actually go through that kind of experience. Then what I try to do, I'm just someone that, I'm a very deep person, very very deep, and I look at things so deeply that sometimes I ask myself, maybe if I'm from another world entirely. I came about this book through what I've been through, and a lot of parents need to learn that when you love your children, you have to be able to not allow your duties or responsibilities to be taken by someone else. And when you do that, you are jeopardizing the life of those kids. Well, I'm Omotayo Omolabake, and my primary, my secondary school, experience, till where I am today. I think it has to do with me making up my mind that when I get married, these are the things I will be doing. I love to impact in people's life dearly, so dearly. I love God, and also I've tried to make sure that every kid that I've come in contact with, I teach as well. My passion is, when it comes to teaching, it's just awesome. I can pick up someone from anywhere, and I can teach you without you knowing how to read or write. I can take you through just in 1 week, and you'll be reading and writing. I am an artist. I can draw. I love dancing. I love music. I love God. That is the first. I love God so much, so dearly. And also, I've been able to do so many things. I don't even know where to start from. Right here in South Africa, and I'm an activist advocate, and in some of the community-based in South Africa. I am in Rotary International here in South Africa, and so many. I don't know where to start from, but I give everything to God, because God has really taken me through. Yeah.
No, I love that, and I love what you are saying. Without missing any stone, we want to make sure that we touch everything. Tell us a bit about where you are born, which city, because you are talking about it so much, and I want to take you back there. I want people to have an idea of where you are coming from. Tell us a bit about where you're coming from and where you have your primary education and secondary education, because those things have impact in what you are doing now.
I grew up in Lagos. My mom, she's a Lagosian. My dad is from Oyo State. And this I don't normally to say it. But my parents, my mom, she's from Lagos, my dad is from Ibadan, Oyo State. And I was given birth to in Lagos. I grew up in Surulere. I went to Salvation Army Primary School in Surulere in Erie Road. I first went to Premier Secondary School, which I later left, and I went to Surulere Secondary School I finished in 1984. I finished my secondary school. I'll be 54 in May 9 this year, May 9. I'll be 54 years old. Is there any other thing? Okay. Hello. Hello? Hello, doc. Hello. Èmi náà ti kí ni any problem? Technical problem. Hmm. Internet ni. Bọ̀ ṣé mo yẹ sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ń gbọ́? Mi ò lè rò pé mo lè sọ anything. Hmm. Hmm. Send him Mark Quincy. I'll call you. Àwọn fọ́ọ̀mù ẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan ní àkóso ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ló fọ́ọ̀mù ẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Now, technical problem. No, nígbà wo máa jọ ìlú ìlú? Nígbà
Thank you, everyone. We just have to do with the connection with the electricity. So thank you very much for those of you that you are joining us. It's unfortunate that we have a challenges with the electricity. There's a load shedding in South Africa for your information. And it's not affecting us in the studio, but it's one of the things that's actually causing some delays when it comes to broadcast. But apologies for that. All right, we are still on the conversation, and I want us to quickly look at a few things, especially on what you are doing. And because your contribution to the community is very big, and what we want to do is to give you a space whereby you come every Wednesday probably in the afternoon or in the evening. We'll look at the time for us to be talking about this issue one by one. But you grew up in Surulere because that contributes so much to who you are now. You grew up in Lagos. That is also an added value to what you are doing now. Let me tell you, where you grow up and where you born have something to do with how you can discover yourself. So that is why we have to take you back to the background and we talk about where you are coming from. Okay, let's look at your book because I've gone through it and I tell myself, no, this is powerful. What motivates you to put that book together? And how can people get in touch with you, especially when they need a copy of that book?
Sorry, I didn't say this. I was trying to say something that I did early childhood in Open University. You know, I did childhood education. And what actually motivated me, like I said, was that, when you sit down and you look at things that are not done rightly, and you tell yourself you are going to put things rightly. My experiences, though I'm not saying that my parents did their own path, and the environment also did its own part, and I had to do my own path. So, and like I said, it was those experiences that I had, and I told myself that, oh, I'm going to be a voice, to other upcoming children, to kind of share my thoughts, share my experience, and how I've been able to put myself together. And I told myself that whatever that my parents were unable to give to me, it wasn't that they are bad, but that is how far they could do. They tried their own bits, and I can tell you, and I just told myself that I am not going to allow it to affect my own children as well. So that is the reason why I come about this book. And I can tell you from my training as well with my kids, my responsibility, because I see parents, we are teachers to our children. It's not just the teachers at home. At school, we are teachers at home with our kids. So those things actually motivated me, and it helped me through. you know like I said, the environment, like I remember when I was growing up, I have friends that they drink. When we go to parties, I love dancing. That is what I love. And I remember that when we go out there, they drink, they smoke. But I just remembered, those days, because my father is he used to beat us. He was an ex-man. He's a soldier, an ex-soldier, and he used to beat us a lot. He used to tell us, I'm like, why is he beating like that? But those things were actually reminding me that, if you go back home and you messed up, you are going to get your share. And it really, really helps me. I never smoke. Even to drink, I do not do that. So, and I remember those days they called me names, but those names actually speaks for me of who I am. You need to discover yourself, and you need to remember where you're coming from. So I think it's a lot of strength to me as well.
Hmm. Okay, for somebody that is about to get hand on your book and to actually read through your book and to learn from it, where can people get the copy of your book, and what it is that you want to advise people, most especially the young generation, I mean, listening to us, and the younger generation listening to us, and the people that will be listening to this program later about your book? What is your recommendation?
I think we need the first thing is in life. If you have not discovered yourself, you can't go anywhere, and you can't do anyway. And it took me years. Let me give an example as well. It took me years for me to know that I can really, really draw, you know, and none of my parents were able to discover that I have this talent in me, you know. And it took me years to discover. You need to discover yourself, and once you are able to discover yourself, it gives you an edge, and it makes you to be able to exercise or to exhibit, to do things that will make you happy. So I think that is the first thing that motivates me a lot. And without you getting there, even if you're married, and you have not really discovered yourself, you'll just be flogging around and you'll be struggling. And I would like to encourage all the youths around that don't follow anybody footstep. Don't want to be like anyone. Try to be yourself. Discover who you are. What exactly do you have? Your passion, what do you have? Your talent, especially when you know, discover it, and discuss with your parents. If your parents were unable to give you ears, look at yourself. Go to libraries. What I've been able to achieve in my life mostly is about I want to acquire knowledge. I want to know, even before my kids knows, I've already gone deep. I've tried to know. So when I'm speaking with my kids, they know that I have materials. I am loaded. So you need to know. You need to learn to acquire knowledge to yourself first, so that wherever you go, you'll be meaningful to yourself and to people around you.
Wow. You see, we don't have enough more too much time to engage you for today,
Sorry,
but
then my
I'm just
book. Sorry, my book can anyone that needs my book can contact you, and
okay.
when they contact you, will be able to get it across to them. And also, I'm trying
Okay.
to. I don't know if anyone could hear me clearly. I'm trying to do a 2D of the book. I have the first one I did is just no picture in it. I've done the second edition. It has pictures, so I want to make it to go across to every home, to touch every home with my book. So if you can help, let's you can talk to Mr. Dari, so that we'll be able to reach, to get it. We'll find a way to get it to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I have great people watching you. I have Mrs. Mary Yemisi Ailola, one of the great mother in America. She's watching us all the way from United States of America, and she's giving kudos to us. Thank you very much. And also, I have Benga Oyeyemi. It is good. Benga Oyeyemi, I appreciate you so much. Thank you very, very much. All right. Okay, we're going to pause here. It's not going to be end, but you'll be seeing more of Omotayo Daranijo on the African Portal. From next week, she will be coming up with different topics. We'll be addressing issues. We just bring her to introduce her, to lay the foundation, and to let you know what is coming on the African Portal Radio. But before we step out of this program, I want to lay more emphasis on the child education. You said something, and I want you to answer this within 1 minute so that we round
Okay.
up in another
Okay.
1 minute. Sex education, you say it doesn't have age. So we can
Mm-mm.
communicate with our children from any age, even if the children is probably age 5, age 4, it doesn't matter. We can communicate with them at any time. Is that what you say?
Yes. Yes. I said there is a stage of I need to know. When the child begins to ask questions, please don't be afraid. Don't be so scared that you won't be able to give an information to the child. If you want to talk to the child, find a way to relate, the information to the child. You can do it like maybe when you are taking the child to have ice cream, or the child when you are playing football with the child. So you just need to tell the child something. Please don't be afraid. Relax and don't talk immediately the child start asking. Calm down and ask yourself, how do I answer this?
Thank you very much for that. I really, really appreciate it. Everyone, you will be seeing more of this great woman of our time. I celebrate all the women all over the world. Happy Women's Day to all the women all over the world. And we celebrate this great woman of our time as well. Keep watching it, keep talking about it. Share this program, is still live. We're going to be stopping from here. I appreciate every one of you that you connect with us. We bring her on the spotlight. We still have a lot to say, but we already put it in a sequence that you will be enjoying her every Wednesday. Join her on the African Portal Radio TV International. It's going to be a blessed time to everyone that will be listening. God bless you. It takes a community to raise a child. So let's put hands together to raise our child. God bless you.